John Deere just does a great job of making these things very operator friendly. My name is Preston McKee. I work here at Tri-Green Equipment in McMinnville, Tennessee. I wanted to show y'all this John Deere 5100E equipped with a 540M front end loader. Transmission in this tractor is a 12-12 power reverser, so it's a 12-speed forward transmission, but it's also a 12-speed in reverse. And it has a shifter on the column that is clutchless, so you don't have to clutch it to go from neutral to forward or forward to reverse and vice versa. So it makes that very easily done. Another thing about it is the ease of maintenance on this tractor. I like to tell a lot about on these tractors. The hood latch is easy to get to. So you've got your air filter. That just pops right off. Pull it out, put a new one back in. It's very simple. Battery is right here where you can get to it. As long as the loader is elevated or out of your way, everything's very accessible. You also have a radiator screens on this to keep material from packing into the radiator fins, therefore clogging up the radiator. So as long as you keep those screens clean, as demonstrated right here, then your radiator will never clog up. If you're in dusty conditions, just take that, pull it out, blow it out, and get all the debris out. You should never have to worry about your engine overheating. Moving on to the front end loader. Up here we have what's known as a global attachment. And one easy way that I love to tell people about this is that it only has this one latch right here that you just pull out. You pull this latch out and it releases the bucket from the loader. And to hook it back up, all you have to do is hook this rod up down where these hooks are, tilt your bucket back, and it automatically locks the bucket in place. So that is one nice feature that you get with this loader. So you don't have to get out of the tractor to lock it in, you only have to get out to unlock it. So it's very user friendly. On this particular model, these standard cabs usually comes with bias ply tires, where on this specific model we have radial tires, which you can get on most premium cab options. This specific one just so happens to have the nicer radial tires that makes the tractor ride a lot better and gets a lot better grip. Rides a lot better going up and down the road especially. Moving on to the back part of the tractor, here you have your lift arms that have sway block controls, so they're not just swinging around everywhere like normally a lot of your older tractors have. They just fly everywhere. So basically all you have to do is pull this pin, it unlocks it. You can swing these things any way you want to. If you want to lock it back in place, all you got to do, put that pin in there and it's locked in place so it doesn't move. It's a great feature on these tractors. I can't imagine having it without it. Another thing on these tractors, if you look, it comes with 3 SCVs. So if you have a bat wing bush hog that's got, you want to raise your bush hog up and both of your wings are independent from one another, you have that option to run this. If you look down here, you've got your PTO shaft. And one thing about this tractor that I really like is that it's got the 540, but it's also got a 540 economy. And basically what that is you can set this 540 shaft, you can set it to where it is running a lower RPM at the engine, but still maintaining that 540 PTO RPM. It's kind of a fuel saver, and to me it makes the machine a lot quieter from inside the cab, as if it couldn't get quieter enough. But it's just really nice. If you've got some light work like tethering hay, or if you've got a small bush hog and you're on level ground, nothing too, that calls on the motor too much, it really makes it nice. It's a really nice option. So on these tractors, if you are by yourself and trying to hook up to a 3-point implement, you know how much of a struggle it is to try and line up, back up, and then line up again and fighting with that. So what I like to do on these tractors, these offer a telescopic draft length. So basically you just pull this pin, slide it to the side, and this whole shaft right here slides out makes it very easy to line your pins up. That way you can get hooked up to your implement. Once you get it hooked up, all you have to do is get back in your tractor, back up, and these will lock in place just like that. That's all you have to do. So very easy, very user-friendly. So moving on to the cab, here you have this telescopic steering wheel, so you can move it up or down. Also, if you're kind of a bigger person, longer legged like I am, you kind of like the steering wheel to be kind of away from you just a little bit. So that just makes it a little more comfortable for the operator. Moving on, you also have your power shift, power reverser, like I was mentioning earlier. And it basically, all it does is it just goes from neutral to forward, and then over here is reverse. It's all clutchless. You don't have to push in the clutch if you don't want to. You still can, but you don't have to. Then obviously over here you've got your very ergonomic joystick, which I love. It's an upgrade, especially over what they used to make. Other manufacturers, they have just a regular ball style joystick. This is a very ergonomic. It feels very good on your hands when you're using the loader. Over here is where you've got your controllers. So you've got your 3 SCVs that run your rear hydraulics over here, very perfectly in the right place. Nothing is out of place in this tractor. Everything feels like it's where it's supposed to be, is what I love about these tractors. Moving down towards the seat, you have your gear selector and your range selector. So you have an A range and then 4 gears per range, and then a B range, 4 gears per range, and then a C range, 4 gears per range, giving it that 12 forward, 12 reverse. And through your hand throttle also is over here in a very nice location. And then you've got obviously you've got your lift arms, which is right beside the throttle. 4-wheel drive is just click that button and you're locked in 4-wheel drive. It also has a electric PTO engagement button. And one thing I do like about these tractors is they have a PTO override kill switch, which basically, if you are running your PTO for whatever reason, if you're bush hogging, running a baler, whatever, and you do not want to shut your PTO off, you have to get off the tractor to do something, and you don't want your PTO to shut off, you can hit this override button, and it will keep your PTO running, because if you don't, the PTO will shut off after a few seconds of running, just a safety feature. But that's how to override that. Back here behind the seat, you actually have, this is where your 540 or 540E is. Just pull it up to leave it in the regular 540, and if you want to engage the 540E, just press that lever down, and that'll run you in 540E or 540 economy. Alright, so another thing about this cab that I really like, this specific cab, being that it's a standard cab, they usually don't come with air ride seats, but this specific tractor was ordered with an air ride seat, which is an option on the standard cab. But I love this air ride seat. It's got all sorts of adjustability. You can set it to swivel, you can set the air, you can raise it up, you can lower it down, you can pull it forward, pull it back. It's just a very comfortable seat. Great for long hours in the field. So on this tractor, basically the front end loader, so on the front end loader side and the main hydraulic flow, the implement side and the front end loader side, the pump on this tractor is right at 22.5 gallons per minute. So you've got a really large pump. If you ever wanted to run maybe like a lane shark attachment or anything, a grapple, you've got plenty of hydraulic pressure, plenty of hydraulic flow to run anything on your front end. And then of course on your rear implements, you can run pretty much anything you're wanting to on this tractor. This tractor can power a full-size round baler, like I said, a bat wing. It'll power pretty much anything that'll pull, it'll handle it. So on the warranty, you've got 2 different warranties. On the powertrain side of the warranty, you've got 5 years, or anything else that's not powertrain, motor, transmission, rear end, things like that, Everything else is going to be covered for up to 2 years. So guys, I'm going to introduce to you our hay and mid-tractor manager that we have for Tri-Green. His name is Brett Smith, and he is going to tell y'all a little more about our lease program we have on this specific tractor.
Well, hey, thanks, Preston. I appreciate you sharing part of your camera time with me. But yeah, we're running a promotion. Right now, we've got programs that we're partnering with John Deere Financial. I think our programs are set to expire on August the 4th. We'll be coming up with new programs after that, but not sure what it'll be. But right now, we're doing a low-rate lease plan. You remember what the lease payment was? I think it's $898, I believe. That's a 3-year lease, 300 hours per year. You can put 900 hours on it the first year and let it set for 2 years, but at the end of the lease, 900 hours is our target we're looking for. If you do go over those hours, there's a little hourly charge, generally around $50, $55 an hour. We can look that up in the programs if you come into the store and talk with us. The marvelous thing about the lease is the lease payment is 100% tax deductible. You don't have to run any kind of depreciation. Your lease payment is just like any other expense you have. And another thing I like about the lease, at lease maturity, 3 years from now, you have the option to purchase this tractor at what that purchase price, and it's already written in on the lease agreement what your purchase price is. Great opportunity. It ends up with a low upfront cost. On these monthly lease payments, all we got to have is one lease payment in advance and then just make your monthly payments. The balloon or the purchase option at the end, we can refinance that through John Deere Financial. We can go through your local bank or anything like that, but it's a very good program, and we're excited to offer that on our 5100E.